I want to thank you so much for joining us today for Apprenticely 101. I hope you had a good start to your week. I think I'll just go ahead and get started. I want to respect everyone's time. The purpose of today's webinar is really to provide an overview of Apprenticely and how we help our workforce development community partners connect our job seekers with career pathways. So without further ado, I will get started. I am Katie Vereen. I'm a recruiter and career coach for our Registered Apprenticeship Pathway. I started my recruiting journey actually with Apprenticely back in the ACDS days. I've also worked as an IT recruiter for a large bank in Arkansas, and my primary focus is helping candidates prepare them for interviews and connect them with opportunities with our company partners. I am based in Fort Smith, Arkansas. We have a wonderful talent team. I am so grateful to work with these ladies. We are spread out across the state. Our director of talent management, Ashley French, she's based in Little Rock. And then we also have Katie and Nicole. They're on the call today. Katie Rains works with our participants for our Reskill Arkansas program, and Nicole is our work-based learning program manager. I'm going to tell you more about those programs later. Katie is based in Conway, Arkansas. Nicole is based in Northwest Arkansas. Just to tell you a little bit more about us, Apprenticely, formerly the Arkansas Center for Data Sciences, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We connect employers with career seekers to help them attract, train, and retain top talent while also contributing to the growth of their industry and local economy. We do this through work-based learning internships, registered apprenticeship programs, and pre-apprenticeship training, and that's at no cost to the employer or the career seeker. We serve a multitude of people, not only our community partners that we work with, like yourselves, and our employers, but we are talking to freshly out of high school, freshly out of college students, people that are on the job search for the first time in a long time, or people that are looking to change careers after 20 years. We have a diverse group in our talent community. And we have a multitude of ways that we work to serve them. Now, to tell you a little bit more about our specific programs, I have them listed here. So, our first one that I'm going to talk about is our Registered Apprenticeship Program. It's an employer driven model that combines on the job learning with related technical instruction. It increases an apprentice's skill level and their wages. Some key aspects of RAP, that's what we call it, is that the person hired into the apprenticeship must be a full-time employee. So think benefits on payroll, and they must receive at least 144 hours of related technical instruction over the length of the apprenticeship. Now, that number of RTI may change depending on the occupation. Something unique is that we are a full service shop. All of our apprenticeships are registered with the Department of Labor. They have an approved Appendix A, is what they call it, which is essentially a summary of the job duties, the training. And our client development team really works to step in and work with the employer to get their occupation registered and really help define what that apprenticeship is going to look like. One of our other programs is the work-based learning internship. Now, that is designed to provide candidates with an authentic work experience where they apply professional development and technical skills to support their success in their professional careers. These are generally full-time 40-hour internships that are 3 months in length and have started a minimum of $15 an hour. We are fortunate 90% of our interns have been placed by Apprenticely have secured full-time positions within their fields. So a lot of times that takes the place of an employer having this 3 months with the intern and being able to bring them on full time, or they're able to use that internship as a launch pad for their career and move into another role after that work experience has been gained. I also like to think the heart of our programs at Reskill Arkansas It's a statewide program dedicated to helping our Kansans develop in-demand skills in the IT field specifically through free training and career development. So this is where we're meeting with candidates to provide career coaching services. They take an assessment to gain where they're to for us to gain knowledge on where their skills are at. And we're able to help them identify the best trainings for their skill level and the career pathway that they're looking for. So really getting to meet with them one-on-one and provide that career coaching. Our client development team, so I've been talking about our different programs. Our client development team works with employers not only for the awareness of all of the programs I've talked about, but they also work to define the perfect registered apprenticeship or work on an internship for those employers' needs. They identify training partnerships and make sure the appropriate programs are registered. We help our candidates in a multitude of ways, as I mentioned. Our executive director, Bill Yoder, he says we can place a feather in our cap when one of our candidates gets a job offer. And to do this, we assist candidates with career exploration. So we help them identify that pathway aligned with their skills and interests. We connect them to training to strengthen those weak areas, gain those industry recognized credentials. One of my favorite pieces of the job is to provide that coaching and support. So, just a little bit more in detail about that. We like to do resume reviews. A lot of times, candidates will come to us and they have what we call the standard Indeed resume that does not go well with some of the AI powered applicant tracking systems. And so being able to help somebody write a resume if they don't have one that is, recruiter ready. We do mock interviews. We will do practice interview questions from our experience in recruiting that we know hiring managers like to ask. We help the candidates cultivate a response that is true to their experience, that is true to their communication style, and really just provide general guidance. Like I said earlier, we have candidates that are changing careers for the first time in 20 years or have recently found themselves unemployed and haven't had an interview in a while. And so, really being able to walk them through what a typical interview process, I've had more than one candidate just be thankful for that, just being able to get to help them through that process. Something else I really love to talk about, I'm sure the other ladies on our team uh, love to talk about it as well, but we connect our candidates with opportunities across Arkansas. We have a new talent newsletter where we compile open IT jobs across all corners of the state. We look for these postings and we send that out to our talent community. So even if it's not through a partner that we work with directly, we're happy to push out the word of that job opportunity, especially in the IT industry. I know sometimes those job boards can be a little tricky when you're looking for those opportunities. Other industries, we also send our candidates information about hiring fairs we're aware of, specific jobs in the area. If we have hiring managers reach out directly and say, hey, I'm really needing a CNC machinist in Heber Springs or wherever it's at, we're happy to reach out directly to those candidates that are in that area and send them those opportunities. Some of the sectors that we serve are listed here. So as Arkansas Center for Data Sciences, we primarily worked in the information technology space, but as Apprenticely, we're excited to say that we're also in healthcare and advanced manufacturing. So in information technology, we've had data analytics internships, cybersecurity, network administration, IT support. That's a great one to get involved in. In healthcare, we've also worked with clinical research coordinator apprenticeships, radiology tech, medical billing specialist. In advanced manufacturing, we've worked with CNC machining, embroidery machine operators, control room operators, and operations associate. There's several different apprenticeships that we have registered. Too many to put on this slide deck, but we're really excited to really being able to provide these opportunities to our candidates and to our employer partners. A lot of times people get registered apprenticeship and internship a little bit confused. So I thought I would break them down a little bit here for us. Think of it this way. As an apprentice, you're a full-time employee in a more permanent role. You receive benefits, you have that structured training plan, which is that related technical instruction, RTI, and at the conclusion of the apprenticeship, the apprentice will receive an industry recognized credential. But once the apprenticeship is over, you continue working for the company. You're able to have career growth. You're able to be an employee like any other. Just because you're an apprentice does not mean there's something different. It just means you're in a registered program with the Department of Labor and you're receiving technical training and you're receiving a credential. It doesn't mean that you're in a less permanent type of role. Now, for internships, work-based learning internships are shorter, 3-month long experiences and typically designed to be a learning through exposure type of experience. Like I mentioned before, it gives them that launch pad for their careers. We have people that apply with us that maybe they know what they want to do. Maybe they've had a little bit of a few college classes, some classes here and there, but they don't have the relevant work experience or project experience. And so I really love the work-based learning internships to give them that experience that they can tangibly speak to in an interview. And be able to say, I've been in a work environment, I've been able to work in that space. We are really fortunate that we've had great employer partners that either extend the internship into that full-time experience or use it as that launch pad. Both of these provide valuable work-based learning opportunities and they serve different talent needs. We have people that are looking for their next role but can't necessarily do an internship, and that's where we really try to emphasize the apprenticeship. And then on the flip side of that, people that really do need that work experience where an internship is better suited. So that's where our career coaches really will work with candidates to determine what they're open to and what they're looking for. Here's just a few of the social media posts that we like to do. You'll see we've had interns with Conservative Care Occupational Health, Arkansas Children's, Arkansas United. Something I do want to emphasize about work-based learning internships, and my director of talent management, she may jump in the chat. But because our internship program is currently funded specifically for Benton and Washington counties, so Northwest Arkansas, because that funding is region specific, the paid internship placements are limited to those two counties for the remainder of 2026. But we are always working on different grants, different opportunities where we're able to roll this out across the state. We are a nonprofit, we are grant funded, and so I always like to have that caveat on there. We can chat more about that if you have any questions. I think at the core of our Reskill Arkansas program, just to emphasize it a little bit more, is our free IT training that we're able to provide. It's done through Google Coursera. This is at no cost to a candidate. They are self-paced, completely online. And once we do an intake with a candidate, we're able to recommend trainings based on either their skill level. I mentioned before, we do have an assessment. It's just generally an aptitude assessment. It's not a pass-fail assessment, but it gives us a little bit of a footing for where a candidate, their base foundation level may be. So if I know that somebody is looking to go into cybersecurity, but they don't have any scripting, I might recommend them for that IT automation with Python course. That's a really great course. More and more employers are asking for experience with AI, and we are so grateful. Google Coursera has a great AI fundamentals course that we're able to easily assign to our candidates. They've actually built in some of that AI training into each one of the courses. They have just a little snippet, but they have some more fully stronger courses. That AI Fundamentals is a great one. Also, if somebody's looking to go into digital marketing, they need some Shopify experience. We have a great training for that. But all around, reskill is really career coaching, resume interview prep, skills assessments, job readiness, and training combined. It's a wraparound support that we like to provide. I want to take some time. This may be why you joined the call, just to get some insight from what we're seeing from our candidates and the trends in today's talent market. Our talent community, as I mentioned before, is diverse. We have candidates that completed college, candidates that do not have formal post-secondary education. We have candidates that want to change careers, candidates that are unemployed, candidates that are employed, but they're underemployed. They all express a desire for growth with clear advancement opportunities. Through our career coaching, we walk them through those pathways because some of the gaps that we're seeing are an overall lack of awareness of those pathways. They don't necessarily know how to get from point A to point B. They know they want to be a network administrator one day or a systems admin, but they don't know where to start. They know they want to be a developer and write code, but they haven't started with the language yet. They don't know what is maybe the most the most highly desired for industries in Arkansas. So we're able to kind of talk through some of those gaps with them in that career coaching. But we see an overuse of AI or Indeed resumes being submitted. That's a big one. We always tell candidates, tailor your resume before you submit it to an employer. Don't send the same resume, but that's what we see. We see the same exact resume just taken from their profile in Indeed, and really being able to work with them and give them that feedback helps. I think there's also just a gap in communication skills sometimes. It could be as simple as telling a candidate, hey, let's be able to walk through an interview and correctly give an elevator pitch. Being able to clearly explain who your background is, what you're looking for, things of that nature. That's also something that we work with. I'd love to ask if you want to throw it in the chat, if there are any common gaps you're seeing with your candidates. This is something we love to work on with our candidates. So feel free to put that in the chat. We have our career coaches, our director that are in there, and we can speak to that. But yeah, just a little bit of knowledge sharing if there's anything that you're seeing on your end from candidates.
So, Katie, while people are maneuvering between screens and thinking about what am I going to put in chat, um, I think the tried and true practice makes perfect on tell me about yourself, introducing yourself in an interview. Um, Employers are still using a 30-minute interview. So being able to get that intro in 2 minutes or less to ensure they have enough time to hit the must requirements and really share their technical skills and abilities that they bring to the table. I definitely think, tried and true on that. And I also added two free because we hear so much about AI and how to optimize and streamline your productivity from employers. Two, platforms of free training open to anyone. So separate from our program, definitely like the Anthropic. So that's the Claude 101 in addition to LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is cool because then they get those digital badges they can add to their profile, again, kind of making them more marketable. But, and I think, everyone on this call is in some type of career coaching, career services role. Just curious what you're seeing, what you're hearing from employers or job seekers. Um, I think we all experience, you have to have work experience to gain work experience, whether it's an internship or a full-time job. So I know that's a big barrier that we all encounter.
Absolutely. Well, I'll kind of jump in and talk a little bit about what we're seeing from our skills employers are prioritizing. So our employer partners have been specific with us, and we're grateful. One topic I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again: AI literacy. More and more employers are asking, what is that candidate's experience? Have they worked with one tool? Have they worked with two tools? Do they have a favorite tool? How do they know how to use it responsibly in the workplace? I think that is something that is really going to be obviously going to be big in the future. But really, we want to emphasize that. Something else that I think is always important for our data analysts, having Power BI or Tableau experience. When it comes to cybersecurity or IT support, the A plus, the network plus, the security plus is really a gold standard. Exposure to cloud platforms, whether it's AWS, Azure, that is something that I think being able to speak to those experiences with those platforms is something that really helps candidates. But employers are increasingly placing a high emphasis on soft skills. Um, Strong communication skills, always going to be a must. We've even heard from our employers, especially our healthcare employers, and even our IT customer support roles. Our candidates need to be able to clearly communicate empathy and understanding. I have one employer that really places a high emphasis on customer support. And he emphasized, if you can't understand a customer is calling you on a bad day, they've got to get work done, and you can't display that understanding and urgency, that's something that would be a problem for them. And so, soft skills, I can't emphasize the importance of them enough. And then I want to talk a little bit about some of our impacts, some of our stories. We have two newsletters at Apprenticely. We have our main newsletter that goes out at the end of the month. One of my favorite sections, this is taken from that section, it's called the Apprenticeship Spotlight. We have great profiles on our apprentices. So we have Shelby, she's a medical assistant, Best Start Pediatrics, and she was feeling like she was never going to have that opportunity to start a career that she really loved. And so I just really loved her profile, the interview we did with her. Kendall, an IT support technician at Strong, was able to get two certifications, a Network Plus, which is a really strong certification, and that A Plus exam too. So I just love being able to emphasize some of the experiences. We do this for the people, for our fellow Arkansans, and so I love to hear their words. We also have a talent newsletter that I mentioned earlier where we, in addition to the jobs list that we send out, we highlight key trainings that we think are important through Reskill Arkansas. So I think this week or this month we featured the AI fundamentals one. We highlight different opportunities we have, open apprenticeships, open internships, and we have an advice column by our career coaches. So we give some advice on, I think the question was, is AI going to replace my job? And we gave feedback, and we really have a different topic we choose every month. So I love the newsletters. You can sign up for those and read more at apprenticely.org/news. I thought I would talk a little bit about how we can partner because community partners are how we reach the people that need us most. Refer candidates, send us job seekers, students, career changers that could benefit from training, coaching, apprenticeships. I have a document that is what makes a good referral, and it's just kind of some of the information we need. So my email is going to be on a slide. One slide away. So I would love if you had questions. You are more than welcome to reach out, and I will send you that what makes a good referral document. We are always happy to partner on events, sessions, workshops, resume reviews. If you want to do mock interviews, if you have a great hiring event, send us some information. Let us know. We are across the state. We would be happy to participate in however we can. And then help us connect to that wraparound support. So if you have vouchers for transportation, childcare during an interview, um, laptops, certificate vouchers, whatever wraparound services you already provide, if you want to let us know, we can help connect candidates to opportunities and really just support our fellow Arkansans the best way we can. And as always, share the word. Help Arkansans find us. Help us find Arkansans. We want to help get the message out there. And I have our contact information on this slide. I'm Katie Barine. Candidates can apply at apprenticely.org. We have a green button that says apply now. Talent, they can reach us at our talent email, and our phone number is 501-621-0604. I don't know why it gets so small like this on my screen. But strong communities are built on strong partnerships, and we would love to build Arkansas's talent pipeline together. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Ashley, if you have any last minute words of wisdom, feel free to jump in.
And feel free, again, any questions on how we collaborate or what's a good referral, feel free to, jump in now or, schedule a follow-up meeting. But just reinforcing, especially, as a career coach, you can't be the SME or well-versed on all the different industries and the 100 different career clusters. We get that. But I think one thing that, to point out, we are really good at IT. Please let us, whether it's join your staff meeting on IT careers, what we're seeing, where to send referrals, let's partner and work together. We are I think we feel really comfortable in advanced manufacturing because many of our career coaches have supported that space. Healthcare is somewhat new, so we are kind of learning as we go, but definitely excited to expand our job opportunities. So within those sectors and employer referrals. So apprenticeships and internships, can't occur without employers. If you have an employer that would like, free recruiting support in addition to see if it is an apprenticeshable role to help from a training standpoint. That is a fantastic introduction for our client development team. And of course, just shoot Katie or I email and we can direct that to the right individual. But, before we wrap up, I do want to take a moment to just thank everyone for being here and more importantly, the work in the space we all do. Supporting job seekers takes patience, skill, and a lot of heart. Sometimes you got to give grace when it's needed, and it is not a career for the weary. So, thank you for all that you do for your own participants and for your own team day after day. And however we can collaborate in the future, please let us know. We'd love to be an extension of you to help serve your own participants.
Wonderfully said. Well, I will give you back your lunch hour. Thank you so much. And again, please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. We are excited to be a partner with you.